Hi friends, I'm Emily Retro, and today I'm going to talk about the vintage 1970s Can-Am camper van that I got to stay in this weekend. I went up north to visit Petoskey and Harbor Springs, and the camper was in Allenton, Michigan, which is right in between the two towns, and it's really close by the Grand Traverse Bay. The camper van on Airbnb was only $40 a night, and all the other Airbnbs and hotels in the area were like a minimum $150 a night, so that was a big selling point for me. I've also always wanted to go camping. I've never done it before, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've wanted to go camping. I've shared about it for the past few years, so I finally wanted to check that off my bucket list. So let's go take a tour of the camper. Alright, here's Hammy the camper. That's actually her name. These campers look like tins of ham, and that's how they got their name. There's these really adorable vintage bumper stickers on the back, and then they even have mushroom lights that light up at night. So let's take a tour inside. I wanted to stay here specifically because of the Flower Power dinette set. It's so cute and reminds me of the vintage sheets that I collect. The mattress in the camper matches the benches too, but you can't see it because it's covered with the comforter and all the bedding. I love the touch of the vintage Afghan on the bed. That was such a sweet thing for them to do. I really love Afghans. I actually collect them, and if you haven't seen that video of my collection, I will link that. And look at these avocado appliances. This little kitchen is so adorable. But let me tell you, this camper is not fancy at all. There's no running water. That's why they have this water jug here. And the bathroom is a composting toilet outside. So yeah, you're not getting any nice amenities here, but for $40 a night, it was really great. They also had woods in the back where you could have a bonfire, and I thrifted a hobo pie maker, so I got to make hobo pies for the first time. I had so much fun on this trip that I barely recorded any video, to be honest, but I did get a video of going through the tunnel of trees in Harbor Springs. It's this windy, hilly road that runs along Lake Michigan in the forest, and every once in a while you'll get a peek of Lake Michigan through the trees. As luck would have it, a vintage convertible was driving right in front of me, so that was really cool and unexpected. If you've never been to Harbor Springs or the Tunnel of Trees before, you have to visit. It's an amazing experience. I've been through the Tunnel of Trees 3 times before, and I have to visit whenever I'm in the area. Along the Tunnel of Trees is this really adorable farm. It's called Pond Hill Farms, and they have some of the biggest pumpkins I've ever seen, tons of fall activities, and great wine tasting and hard cider. So I didn't get a lot of video of my trip. I was having way too much fun, which is a good thing. I got to take a little bit of a break, but I did take tons of pictures. So I wrote a couple of blog posts. I wrote one about the camper. I wrote one about Harbor Springs, the Tunnel of Trees, Pond Hill Farms, which I talked about, which if you're going to Tunnel of Trees, it's right along the route. And then I also wrote a blog post about Petoskey, which is another quaint small town that I visited. And I've visited it multiple times before. I absolutely love it. So I will link all those blog posts below. If you're looking for a great place to visit in northern Michigan, this is the trip for you. I will also link the Airbnb camper that I stayed at, just in case you want to stay too. Overall, my camping experience was a positive one. I've gotten a lot of messages from you guys asking how it went, so I will let you know that I enjoyed myself. It was definitely a learning experience for me. I've always wondered what would it be like to live in a tiny home, or fantasized about living in a vintage camper. And whenever I watch shows like that, they always talk about how storage is an issue. And wow, are they right? I feel like I had no room for any of my belongings. And I did bring a lot of cute clothes and accessories and makeup. And so if I am going to go camping again, I think it will be way more low maintenance. I'll just bring t-shirts and shorts and not wear makeup, and then it will be much more enjoyable. The bed was quite uncomfortable. It was not great, but apparently that's what campers are like anyway, and it beat sleeping on the ground in a tent. It did get really chilly at night, which was kind of enjoyable. I like when it's chilly when I sleep, but it did get super cold, but they have a space heater in there, and because the camper is so small, it heated up right away. I think my favorite part of staying there was the burn pit in the woods, and I got to make s'mores, which was really nice, and just sit and be by the fire. There was no Wi-Fi. I also didn't get any cell phone signal, and there was no TV, and I can't remember the last time that I went 2 days without watching TV. So it was really nice just sitting by the fire, reading a book. It was very relaxing and something that I really needed because I've been kind of stressed out lately. Also, the 2 nights I was there, it was clear skies, so the stargazing was amazing. Now I get to check off camping on my fall bucket list. If you don't know about my fall bucket list, I have a free printable so that you can do it too, and then I also have a video explaining what this is all about. But next on my list is I would love to stay in a vintage A-frame house. They have quite a few of them on Airbnb, so I would really, really love to try that out. I love A-frames. That's another thing I fantasized about, like owning an A-frame to live in, so I think it's a good idea to try it on Airbnb first and see what I think. So hopefully I get to try that soon. I already have one bookmarked for me to stay in. Maybe in the winter when I'm feeling a little sad because it's so snowy. We'll see. So what do you think? Do you like to go camping? Are you anti-camping? Would you stay in this vintage camper? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking a tour of the camper I went in this weekend. Bye, friends.